Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be doing a multiple choice quiz on the topic of World War I. And this quiz actually has 69 questions, but today we will only do 20. But if the video goes well, I might return to this topic, of course. As with any topic that I cover, just to put that out there. But anyways, normally I yap a lot, as you know, but today I might just get straight into it because the other video I recorded, like the video that I've uploaded most recently, it was 40 minutes long in a video in which I only covered, it was 40 minutes long for a video in which I only covered 20 questions, so I yapped a lot, so I want to try for once to kind of keep that to a minimum. So, with that being said, let us get a move on. We'll make sure, wow, that is really bright. We will make sure to turn the timer off so that we can take our time and not be rushed. So, let's begin. Let me just turn down the brightness again because it's rebelling against my commands. Okay, question number 1. On the event that sparked World War I, the New York Times headline for June 29th, 1914 was, quote, "Heir to Austria's throne is what?" And your options include crowned, slain, imprisoned, or stepping down. The answer is, well, I'm gonna guess slain. And I'm almost positive that is correct. For a sec, when I first read it, I was worried that it was gonna be like the options would be like assassinated, killed, murdered, you know what I mean, like synonyms of killed. But thank God it was just pretty straightforward, so the answer is slain. And it says here, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph's heir, was shot dead by a Serbian. This gave Austria-Hungary, backed by its ally Germany, a pretext to start a war with Serbia, which was allied with Russia, which in turn was allied with France. A bit of a chain there. Question number 2. What caused Great Britain to join World War I? Number 1. German use of illegal chemical weapons. German troops marching through Belgium. German bombing raids of London. Or Germans sinking civilian ships. I'm truly not sure, to be honest. I personally was always under the assumption that Britain joined just because, like, everyone else did, and because it was like an imperialist move type of thing, like to maintain status quo and to like maintain the size of like their competing empires. Because I always find it, I remember when I first learned about this, like when I first really delved into it, like when I started watching videos on it essentially, and when I actually cared to listen, I found it so crazy that this was obviously in 1914, but in 1914 we still had like empires and kingdoms. Like we were very much a lot of the countries in the world were still like a monarchy. So my guess to this question will be maybe Germans sinking my guess might be Germans sinking British civilian ships. No. The correct answer is German troops marching through Belgium. And it says here, under the Treaty of London of 1839, Britain had agreed to defend Belgium. It declared war on Germany within hours of the Kaiser's men marching through neutral Belgium. What novel way were French troops transported to the first battle of the Marne, just 30 miles from Paris? Number 1, horse-drawn carriages. Number 2, dog sleds. Number 3, taxi cabs. Number 4, bicycles. 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 Bicycle. I'm just gonna guess horse-drawn carriages because I'm not sure. Okay. The answer was taxi cabs. And it basically just says Germany's all-out offensive early in the war saw its troops reach the Marne River about 30 miles from Paris. To halt their advance, French soldiers needed to be rushed to the front, but trucks were unavailable and railways were clogged. Consequently, 600 of the city's taxis were used to transport 3,000 French troops to the front, a relatively small number that had a large impact. A large impact. A large impact. Question number 4. How were aircraft primarily used at the beginning of World War I? The options include locating targets for artillery, making supply drops, making bomb runs, or transporting paratroopers. 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 I truly have no idea, so I'm just gonna say locating targets for artillery. The answer actually is locating targets for artillery. Question number 5. Which of these best describes how trenches were dug on the Western Front? Your 4 options include in straight lines, in concentric circles, in unfortunately, I won't shade the quiz yet, because it might very well actually change, but I was hoping that the topic, that the questions would be more centered around the political influences that led up to World War One, that caused it or that added fuel to the fire. But it seems more to be about actual practical warfare things, which I know next to nothing about. Well, that being said, I'm not a political scientist either, so I won't claim to know a lot about geopolitical tensions. But I'm more interested in that than actual warfare. Anyways, I'm going to guess in zigzag lines. The answer is in zigzag lines. Trenches were built in zigzag lines. Which animals were frequently used to carry messages during World War One? Your options include dolphins, pigeons, cats, or squirrels. Or squirrels. Or squirrels. Or squirrels. My guess will be pigeons. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. They seem to return to basics. Anyways, the answer is pigeons. They used pigeons to communicate. Well, that was the animal they used to communicate. Question number 7. Which of these innovations helped end World War I style trench warfare? Answer 1, barbed wire. Number 2, tanks, mustard gas, or machine guns. Or machine guns. Machine guns. Trench warfare. Trench warfare. Trench warfare. I'm personally going to guess mustard gas. Okay, the answer is tanks. Tanks are the innovation that helped end World War I style trench warfare. I suppose that makes sense, since, they just blow up the trenches. Which of the following is true about the Battle of Verdun, one of the bloodiest battles of World War I? Your 4 options include: the first battle to use tanks, the first European battle fought by US soldiers, the last battle before German surrender, or the longest battle in modern warfare. The longest battle in modern warfare. first European battle fought by US soldiers since a lot of people died, so I guess if there's more people fighting, more people will die. The answer actually is it was the longest battle in modern warfare, and in summary, it lasted about 300 days. Well, no, it lasted 300 days from February to December of 1916. That was a long battle. And it killed about 300,000 French and German soldiers, and it wiped 9 of the French villages completely off the map. That's horrible. Question number 9. Why did Russia quit fighting World War I? The 4 options include 4. Communist takeover, all goals achieved, payoff from Germany, or no more artillery ammunition. I am sure I know the answer, but I very well could be wrong. My guess is going to be communist takeover, because I think in 1916 or 1917 was when the Romanov family was executed, or slaughtered in their basement or in a basement, and yeah, I presume that's why the war ended. Sorry, that's why they stopped participating. Because I think they participated because they were allied with Britain, or at least Britain liked them at the time, because the Tsar of Russia was the first cousin of the King of England, I think. Because I think one of Queen Victoria's daughters married the Russian Tsar, possibly, or the heir. I could be very, 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 very wrong, but I think that's about right. Anyways, okay, that would have been really embarrassing if I got that wrong. But the correct answer to that was communist takeover. And it says by November 1916, Russia had lost 1.7 million soldiers, and peasants faced frequent food shortages. Leadership was so poor that it was rumoured to be treasonous. By March 1917, the situation had deteriorated so much that Russia's ruler, Tsar Nicholas II, abdicated. His brother, the Grand Duke Michael, refused the throne, effectively ending the Romanov dynasty. Interesting. Oh no, it won't go. Okay, it wouldn't go next, but now it has. Zimmerman sends an encoded telegram instructing its ambassador to Mexico to seek an alliance with that country in case the US entered World War I. British intelligence deciphered the message and shared it with the US, which contributed to the US decision to enter the war. The websites are going really slow. Which nickname was given to US infantrymen? The 4 options include Tommies, Doughboys, Jerrys, or Alley Men. Once again, I have no idea. I could not tell you. I'm going to guess Tommies. The answer is actually Doughboys, and it says European soldiers initially called their American counterparts Yanks or Semis, but the US infantrymen called themselves Doughboys, and the name caught on. Interesting. I've never heard of it. That's because I guess I'm not American. Okay. Germany tried to justify sinking the passenger ocean liner Lusitania by making which claim? Number 1. That it was carrying munitions to Britain. That the ship was carrying an invasion force. That it thought the British Prime Minister was on board, or that the liner had been mistaken for a warship. That the liner had been mistaken for a warship. Sorry, the website just refreshed for some reason. I don't know why, so I'm starting at the beginning. But it seems that the questions are in the same order, which is perfect, because that means that I can come back to this. If not you people, that sounds really, really cold. If everyone would like to return to this topic, so that's perfect. We've returned to the question, so my guess is going to be maybe that the ship was carrying an invasion force. Okay, no. The answer was that it was carrying munitions to Britain. That was their justification for sinking the passenger ocean liner. Okay. Wow, 128 American citizens were aboard the ship. Okay, question number 13. Before becoming Britain's leader during World War II, which of these did Winston Churchill do during World War I? And it says, develop chemical weapons, says here, lead a disastrous campaign. Let's see, I'm trying to, oh wow. So basically it says, Britain tried to relieve pressure on Russia by attacking the Ottoman Empire. Winston Churchill, at the time Britain's First Lord of the Admiralty, chose the Dardanelles Channel in Turkey as the place to open a front. In January 1915, the British planned to secure the waterway with naval power alone. I presume it didn't work, and it says that he was demoted and eventually resigned from the government. And that many other people were impacted by it, like politicians in their careers, but he seems to get the worst of it. Okay. Question number 14. British officer Thomas Edward Lawrence taught guerrilla warfare tactics crucial to defeating the Ottoman Empire. To which group? Your four options include the Irish, the Arabs, the Americans, or the Japanese. Or the Japanese. Japanese. I'm going to guess maybe the Americans. No, he taught the Arabs. Question number 15. Germany developed cannons able to fire shells more than 75 miles to bombard which city? To bombard which city? To bombard which city? Which city? Your four options include Paris, Moscow, Rome, or London. I might guess. I'm not sure. Maybe Paris, because I can't imagine Germany actually made it to, London. Okay, yeah. The answer is Paris. That was the city in which they developed cannons able to fire shells more than 75 miles. I love how humans just continue to find new and innovative ways of killing each other or destroying each other's civilizations or societies or cities or people's homes. Because that's what we should spend our time developing. Seriously. But whatever. Question number 16. The close quarters soldiers kept in World War I spread which disease, resulting in an estimated 25 million deaths? Your four options include cholera, the plague, influenza, or typhoid fever. was the influenza outbreak that was that was wrongfully attributed to Spain. So I'm going to guess influenza. Because I think the influenza pandemic pandemic did happen during World War I, and the reason why it was called the Spanish flu was because Britain was so concentrated on the war, and all their reporting, or their media, only really spoke about the war. Whereas I think Spain was neutral, so they reported a lot on the Spanish flu, on the flu outbreak. So people just started saying that it was the Spanish flu, because if you just looked at the media, it would look like it was worse in Spain because they were the only people actually discussing it. Okay, the answer was influenza, and it says the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 1919 is often referred to as the Spanish flu, but it did not originate in Spain. Other countries were just as ravaged by the illness, but did not want to appear weak at war, so they refused to admit that they had any cases. Newspapers in Spain, a neutral country, covered the illness extensively. Look at that, I look like a smarty pants. Question number 17. Alvin York won a Congressional Medal of Honor, the highest US military decoration, for doing what? Your four options include breaking German U-boat codes, killing or capturing more than 150 Germans, shooting down the Red Baron in aerial combat, or inventing the first US tank, or inventing the first US tank. I am going to guess maybe breaking German U-boat codes. No. The answer was killing or capturing more than 150 Germans. Question number 18. Question number 18. Which deadly World War I weapon was outlawed in the Geneva Protocol of 1925? Four options include machine guns, artillery shells, mustard gas, or flamethrowers. Jeez. I'm going to guess mustard gas, just because, I don't know, every time mustard gas has been an option here, it just sticks out to me. I feel like there's something significant about it. And I'm right. Mustard gas was outlawed in the Geneva Protocol of 1925. It says here, mustard gas though not as lethal as I think another poisonous gas that they used. But it says mustard gas, though not as lethal, causes blisters on contact with skin and could soak through soldiers' uniforms. Okay, question number 19. The greatest number of casualties and wounds in World War I were caused by what? The options include poison gas, bayonets, artillery, or rifles. Or rifles, or rifles, or artillery, or poison gas, or bayonets. I'm going to guess artillery. Okay, yeah. The greatest number of casualties and wounds in World War I were caused by artillery. Question number 20. Which of these was not a result of Germany's surrender? Number 1, payment of reparations. Number 2, restrictions on the size of German army's size, giving land to France, or the execution of Kaiser Wilhelm II. I'm going to guess that the execution of Kaiser Wilhelm II was not a result of Germany's surrender. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. The answer is the execution of Kaiser Wilhelm II. And it says here, Kaiser Wilhelm II's abdicated his throne and got to live the rest of his days in the Netherlands. Having been named the war's aggressor, Germany was ordered to pay more than $30 billion in reparations, an astronomical sum which contributed to hyperinflation. The resulting hardship, along with other humiliations, helped fuel German fascists' rise to power in the 1930s. Okay, let's turn off the trusty iPad. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. And just at the start of the video, I just said that I would try to make this one shorter. Well, lo and behold, we are at 41 minutes and 52 seconds. So I did not make it shorter. I need to consciously watch the time while recording. But anyways, regardless of the very long video, I hope that you enjoyed. And as always, any recommendations, advice, anything is greatly appreciated. And there is a sound coming from outside my window and I am not sure what it is. It sounds like a dog drinking water, but I don't think there's a dog in that area. If you can hear that, I apologise. I'll just try to talk over it in its final minute. So, thank enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I truly hope